Hello everybody, welcome to All Sports, and for the very first time ever, we have an Eaton-Olsommer film study with the biggest profile around here, the most accomplished coach in the area with over 100 wins, Coach Olsommer.
Clark, thanks for having me, buddy.
Thank you. Now, our first profile here today, we're going to focus really on three Penn State players because Coach Olsommer is a Penn State alumna, played tight end for when Kerry Collins was the quarterback of Penn State. Now, our first highlight here is Jesse James. Now, Coach, what do you see in Jesse James that makes him an NFL tight end?
Well, the number one thing that makes Jesse an NFL tight end is his size. Jesse is a 6'7", probably 240, 250-pound guy. He gets off the line of scrimmage, and he's athletic and makes some nice plays. You see, he can come back and get to the play. Jesse's a great route runner, explosive receiver, and how the tight end position is transforming in the NFL. Jesse really sets himself up well for that transition. He's big, he's tall, he's athletic, he's long arms. He does some really good things. So as you see him kind of exploding down the sideline here, he has good speed. He'll get better and improve as a blocker. So I think that he has an opportunity to be second, third day draft pick and be a good pick for somebody.
Now, do you think that Jesse James is a diamond in the rough tight end, one of those guys that has a chip on his shoulder, who could be an elite tight end as an NFL player?
I think this year's group of guys coming out overall are pretty deep. I want to say I've seen Jesse as high as like 5 and 6.
Right.
When you watch what he's doing here on film, and I've had an opportunity to see him play several times. He's a talented guy, and he can do some things that can really hurt you. I mean, that's a 250-pound guy running down the seam there and making some nice plays. So has an opportunity. And does he have a chip on his shoulder? Listen, any of these kids that are going to be successful have to have a chip on their shoulder.
And, you know, Coach, I agree with that because you look at Jesse James here, just on the highlights alone, and you were saying, this man, he is a 250-pound, 6'7" machine. And you look at it again, and you just look at his ability to catch the football. He never keeps his eyes anywhere else besides the football. He always has a red zone ability. He's a big man. He can move. As you can see here, I believe this is Matt McGloin throwing to him deep in the end zone. He's a red zone threat, and I think he could be a viable option to anyone who is in need of a tight end in the 5th, 6th round, maybe, like you said, day 2 and 3 of the draft. Now,
he'd be a perfect fit going to a program where you go into a team that just lost a real big, tall, athletic tight end, like the Saints.
Right.
He would be a guy that could fit into the vacant hole that Jimmy Graham left when they got rid of him.
I agree with that. I mean, again, you look at his frame, 6'7", 250. I mean, you cannot teach size. And again, you look at his highlights, and he has that red zone threat. The red zone threat in the end zone that could be viable to a team that doesn't really have a weapon who could add that viable touchdown that's clutch in moments. Say, for example, you were saying the Browns. I think a good fit for him might be the Cleveland Browns because they just lost Jordan Cameron in free agency to the Dolphins. And you look at this, Jordan Cameron is kind of similar to that. Good catcher, big size, is a very solid tight end in the NFL who's going to be, I think, a very good replacement for Charles Clay in Miami, who went over to Buffalo.
Right. Who do you have next for us, Clark? Who's our next guy here?
Now our next profile here, and we do apologize for the quality. This is the best video we could find of this player. It's Donovan Smith, who is the highest projected player to go from Penn State, 2nd round, 6'4", 335 pounds. Now, what do you like about him, Coach, that sets him out from other offensive tackles, maybe even in the 1st round?
Well, I think his athleticism as a big guy, Clark, is really important. He does a really nice job. It's hard to say, um, how well he did this year because their line was so discombobulated. They had
Right.
guys playing all over the place, and he was a little bit on an island out there.
Right.
But I tell you what, he's a heck of a football player. Under Coach O'Brien, when they had some health there, he had a great year. And I tell you what, I really like him. Second day, he's going to go in the second day.
Right.
I like him to be a guy that's going to come in and contribute immediately to somebody's success.
Now, what I agree with you, Coach. You look at him again. Just like I said with Jesse James, you cannot teach size. He's 6'4", 335 pounds. That's some meat on a kid's bones for an offensive tackle that young. And you look at him, right there. He always keeps blocking, keeps fighting his way to protect the quarterback. In this case, Christian Hackenberg, who's been there the last 2 years. And I think that Donovan Smith, yes, I think he might be day 2, day 3 draft pick, as you were saying. But I think he could go as early as he could go first round, but I still think probably second, third round. That's what I think, because he's a solid tackle.
I think he's a second rounder, Clark.
Second rounder?
Yeah, I think he's a second rounder. It'll be interesting to see how that works out. All right? Who's our last guy here, Clark?
Our last profile here today, and considered to be a day 2, day 3 pick, is the Hulk. Apparently, that's his nickname. Eaton-Olsommer, who plays safety number 4 for Penn State. And you can see here, this man is a hard-hitting safety who gets to the football. And that's what you like in a man who plays at safety.
Is Evan treadmill or track?
He's somewhat similar
Out.
to
Come on, Evan, I'll take you out.
I would say, plays similar to Antrell Roll, as in a hard-hitting safety. He's not the best interception guy. I will admit that. But he's a tough player who plays hard and hits hard. Now, what do you think about Adrian Amos this year in the draft, and what do you think of his playing ability in the NFL, Coach?
Well, I think any defensive player, a key component is the physicality of the game. And Adrian excels in that part of the game. And at times, with the new rules that have been implemented in college football, it was penalized for for his physicality. And so I think he will excel as an NFL defensive back, where he can be a little bit more physical.
Right.
He's a lot more athletic and has the ability to cover better than people think.
Right.
He'll be a good guy to lock up on your running backs, a good guy to lock up on some of the tight ends because he has some nice size to him. Yeah. And the one thing that you love about him is he comes downhill and he makes plays.
Right. You could, what you said exactly. I think you hit the nail on the head. The guy is a baller, but he's a tough player and a hard hitter. You look here at some of his film. He always, again, keeps his eyes on the football. Always has his eyes on the football. Very focused, very hard hitting. I mean, the kid always has the eyes on the football. You look at that, and you see the amazing concentration there on that play. And then you see also what you're getting is the versatile ability with him being a hard hitter. I mean, you just look at it, and man, the kid can hit.
Hey, you know what, Clark? I think he'll probably be a third day,
Right.
maybe late second day, third day guy.
Right.
But he's going to be able to be a guy that's going to come in and contribute on special teams immediately. Yeah. He's versatile because he probably can come down and play in passing situations a weak side backer for you, a nickel back, dime back type of thing.
Yep.
And not hurt you really all that much in the run game. He's a good, tough, physical player. I expect him to have a nice quality NFL career.
All right. This has been the first ever Eaton-Olsommer film study between me, myself, Clark Eaton, and Coach Olsommer, the most accomplished coach in District 2 with over 100 wins to this date. For everyone here at All Sports, this is the founder and president of All Sports, Clark Eaton, with Coach Olsommer, getting your sportsmacation ready.